Hello everyone, I'm meteorologist Charlie Ironmonger. Thank you so much for joining me today for your 10 a.m. news and weather update from the First Alert Desk. Now, Jacksonville police are asking for your help in helping them identify and locate these men you are seeing on your screen. Now, police say they're looking for the men because they are wanted as suspects in thefts that happened at the Family Dollar on Freedom Way, Walgreens on Gum Branch Road, and the Dollar Tree on North Marine Boulevard. If you know who these men are, officers ask that you call the Jacksonville Police Department at 910-938-5034. That number can be found on the bottom of your screen, or you can reach out to Crime Stoppers at 910-938-3273. Now, in other news, we turn our attention towards Raleigh, state capital, where the governor has signed two new bills into law. One of those, a foster care reform bill and a tuition assistance bill. Now, Governor Stein will be taking the action on House Bill 612 and House Bill 373 this morning at the North Carolina Executive Mansion. Of course, House Bill 612 is the Fostering Care in NC Act, which brings reforms to safeguard the safety and well-being of children in the foster care system. North Carolina's foster system is state supervised and county administered, which means the state can only step in after serious incidents or tragedies. However, the bill gives the state more power to hold county-run social services departments accountable. The bill establishes clearer rules for the placement of children in non-secure custody. It also tightens visitation requirements by requiring supervised visits before a child is returned to their parent or guardian. Stein will also sign House Bill 373 titled, quote, UNC tuition discounts for certain students, end quote. Now, the bill would provide students at UNC institutions who receive military tuition assistance or are enrolled in an employer-sponsored financial support program with discounted tuition. House Bill 373 looks to make higher education more affordable for students, and the discount would cover the difference between tuition costs. And now for your weather forecast. It has been a hot week so far, and I wish I had better news. While we are looking at a little bit of a cool down from yesterday, air temperatures still expected to get back into the mid-90s coming up this afternoon. Now, let's look at the bright side. Our cup is half full, in that we're not looking at the upper 90s. It could be worse. Let's try and take the positives when we can get them. But right now, feels like 91 degrees in Grifton. 73-degree dew point, down from yesterday. Yesterday, we were looking again at mid-70s for your dew point. So humidity has relaxed a touch. Of course, as you step outside, you may not really notice the humidity. Certainly, the air temperature's down from yesterday. Right now, 84 degrees in Grifton. We had that at 9 a.m. yesterday morning. Right now, here we are at 10, and we're seeing 84 as well along the coast in Morehead City. Southerly wind, 10 miles an hour, dew point, 75 degrees, feels like 92 along the Intracoastal Waterway. Now, air temperatures throughout eastern North Carolina. Most of us find ourselves generally in the low to mid 80s. A few of us starting to climb up into the upper 80s. Swan Quarter, Stumpy Point, looking at you guys. Where's Jacksonville right now? I think the thermometer is just a little bit slow to report this morning. Right now, showing 79 degrees. I do anticipate that'll be changing here fairly soon. I don't think it's still 79 degrees in Jacksonville. Probably still in the low 80s, though. Again, here's what it feels like across the area. Starting to see some of those triple-digit heat readings popping up for some of our more humid locations. Edenton, Stumpy Point, Oriental already again posting a triple-digit heat index. Compared to where we were yesterday, though, air temperatures down in some areas around 5 to 10 degrees. It has been a nice start to today compared to yesterday, but even with that drop in air temperatures, we are still faced with a heat advisory today. And that's going to go all the way through, I would say, at least 8 p.m. tonight. Now, if we see heavier rain showers coming up this evening, that heat advisory will drop and expire a little bit earlier. But if we, again, don't see the same sort of coverage that we would hope to see, then we will likely end up seeing that hold until we get into tomorrow morning. But average monthly temperatures generally upper 80s this time of year, low 70s for your overnight lows. Here's what we have today. above average temperatures. Looking at the low to mid 90s through most of the afternoon, if not the entirety of the afternoon. A southerly wind will blow in at about 3 to 7 miles an hour. Not again the strongest of winds today, but if we do see thunderstorms pop up, right now that chance is set at about a 10-20% chance at most. Models really not giving us a whole lot of thunderstorm activity today. However, we could see some. There again, you see just a stray pop-up storm there. But the more rain we do see, the better it will be for our forecast. Now, coming in again on Friday, similar pattern showing up. Seeing a little bit of some coverage there from pop-up showers and storms, but nothing, of course, that's going to encompass all of eastern North Carolina. There is an area of low pressure down towards Florida that's kind of gathering up some moisture on the Atlantic coast of Florida, but the cold front that's sitting further back towards the west, that's what's going to give us our break from the heat coming up next week. By coming up next week, we're talking about the middle of next week. This isn't going to be greeting us as we head into your Monday and Tuesday. No, we got to wait until Wednesday before we see those temperatures drop back down to an average level. Just that is where we have been, above average for several days. I think by the end of this stretch, we will have seen above average temperatures for about a 10-day period. And that finally comes to an end as we head into Tuesday and Wednesday as that cold front approaches. We are anticipating, again, some stronger storms as that system moves in. But right now, again, still too early to call for any sort of severe weather threats because, again, we still have a whole weekend to get through before we even get that system close to eastern North Carolina. And we've got Friday as well. So again, we'll continue to keep an eye on that system. But right now, I think what most people can take from the forecast is that we do have a cool down coming up, and it will put us back into a more normal range by the time we get to the tail end of next week. Well, that's all we have time for today's 10 a.m. news and weather update from the First Alert Desk. I want to thank you all so much for joining me. We'll be back with more news and weather coming up at the top of the hour. Until then, I hope you all have a wonderful Thursday.
This hour of the WITN First Alert Desk is sponsored by ENC Pirate Realty.